Earlier today, I came across Planet Rugby's Team of the Week, and I actually really liked it because it was pretty much the squad that I was going to end up choosing anyway. So I want to hear what your guys' thoughts are in relation to this, and I want to know what your Team of the Week was. So please like, subscribe. It really does help the channel grow. Let's get into it. Now, I've loaded up the Team of the Week just here. Like I say, it's pretty much what I would have ended up choosing, and I thought from everywhere, yes, the Springboks didn't exactly have the best of games. The Aussies had an absolutely brilliant game. The All Blacks was pretty consistent throughout. Yes, they did have a little bit of a scare in terms of Argentina. Argentina put a lot of pressure on them, but the All Blacks, being the All Blacks, were pretty consistent throughout and managed to grab themselves a very solid win over Argentina, which was kind of to be expected. So, looking at this, we have Angus Bell, Samasone Takeaho, and then Fletcher Newell kind of granted. Angus Bell put in an absolute shift. Takeaho, I think he ended up getting 2 tries for the All Blacks, and then Fletcher Newell is just an absolute beast at loose head. So he was very very difficult to stop. In terms of the lock pairing, Nick Frost and Eben Etzebeth, I kind of feel this. I don't feel Will Skelton had exactly the best of games. I think Eben Etzebeth was a very controlling presence. Whenever he had two, three, four players on him, he would always manage to get that offload to try and bring, especially in those first 22 minutes, he was damn near enough unplayable. So, and then Nick Frost, especially at the end, he put in such a solid performance. He was an absolute nightmare, very physically dominant, putting in some big tackles and just a scary presence. So it's going to be interesting to see how things play out in the next game. But in terms of the back row, it's pretty much Australia. McWright, Wilson, and then Ardie Surveyor, McWright, and then Wilson. So Australia, especially Wilson, putting in a captain's performance, really showing what he's made of. He's still young. He's still got so much more to improve, but he's putting in major performances. Fraser McWright was an absolute tackling machine. I think he got over like 20 tackles. He was just there. Once Van Staden ended up getting injured originally, he just came to life. And then same thing with Khaleesi. He just came to life, and he really made the most out of every single opportunity. And it seemed whenever a Springbok would get injured or would go down, he just it's like he took their soul and just made the most out of it. So he put in an absolute brilliant performance. But Ardie Surveyor was just one of those controlling back rowers throughout the entire Argentina game. He was everywhere. He was putting in performances, getting tries. He did everything you could have potentially wanted, and he gave a classic Ardie Surveyor performance. So yeah, definitely big performances. I can't see any other players being in this position other than them. In terms of my halfback pairing, I've got Nick White, James O'Connor. Again, I think Bodie Barrett did put in a brilliant performance, but I don't think his performance was as meaningful as James O'Connor. Um, Bowden Barrett had a pretty consistent, regular, intricate performance, where James O'Connor really went above and beyond, and his impact in the game was so much. And he does. I think he gets this over Bowden Barrett all day long. Even though Bowden Barrett played spectacularly, I think O'Connor's performance was just next level. It really was next level. In terms of the wingers, Max Jorgensen at 11. In my opinion, Max Jorgensen is one of the best and brightest young talents in the world, being up there with the likes of Sasha Feinberg, with the likes of uh, Suali'i, Prendergast, absolute talent. Max Jorgensen, and he's one for the future. He's a real bright star in Australian rugby. Sevu Reece at 14, again, solid performance. I'm happy that he's back, not injured, putting in those strong performances, strong runs, made himself an absolute nightmare, skipping players, and just working for the team. Working for the team. That was absolutely brilliant. In terms of the centers, we're going Geordie Barrett, Joseph Suali'i. Again, pretty straightforward. Geordie Barrett just doing Geordie Barrett things. Suali'i had such a physical presence, especially in the second half, getting himself a try, intercepting Money Leibok's pass, and then just making himself a nuisance, getting in those runs, getting in those layoffs. So yeah, real talent again. And obviously Geordie Barrett is just Geordie Barrett. What he does all day, every day, he sets that bar so high that when he's having an off game, which is still better than 90 players on planet Earth, you know, it's still a bloody fantastic game. So he showed what kind of talent he is, putting in his consistent performances, putting in those above normal performances, and just showing why he's one of the best centers in world rugby. And then Will Jordan at 15, again, one of the most dominant 15s in world rugby. He's up there with the likes of Blair Kinghorn, Hugo Keenan, and his ability to cover everywhere, his ability to run, his kicking presence, his passing range is just phenomenal, and he does it all. Will Jordan does it all. Again, another elite player in world rugby, and putting in another solid high top tier quality performance as he always does. So like I say, this was pretty much my squad. It actually made my life a lot easier than, instead of me going through all the time and trying to find, images and things like this, I get to give you guys just one straight image. So let me know what your thoughts are in relation to this. Who would you have in? Who would you have out? And give me reasons why. So please like, subscribe. It really does help the channel grow. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.